Hello everyone! Finally, we are starting the live stream. I'm very sorry for the delay. I haven't expected this. Unfortunately, I had some connection problems and overall problems with my YouTube channel and with the presentation, but all is sorted now. So hopefully nothing is going to disturb us and we will have a wonderful session today. So let me actually switch off all the notifications because they will be appearing here. Hopefully they will not distract us. Finally, we are starting. Now, let's have a very productive session today. The duration of the session will be 1.5 hours approximately. So keep in mind that 1 hour you will solidly be here. Tech. If there are any problems, like I had, clearly problems with my tech, please check your internet connection. There is a broadcast delay in 10 seconds, so that when you text me in the chat, the delay of me replying to you will be at least 10 seconds. So bear in mind this. And lastly, of course, you will have the opportunity to ask questions, but please save them until the very end. I'm hopeful that this session will be productive and useful for you because I have prepared so much information, so many examples. I know that for the members of the bootcamp, this should be an incredible source of motivation, first of all, and then source of knowledge, of course, second of all. So, before we start, let me remind you that the ideal result of today's session is that everyone leaves with clear understanding of what to expect at the test, first of all. And then, second of all, I really want you guys to be the real superheroes of IELTS, to know what exactly you will have in front of you at the test and how to score 7+. Now, let's think of how do we get the most of it? How do we get the most of this session? First off, please focus. It means I want you to literally turn off your phones, focus strictly on the session. You may invite your friends to join because why not? We will definitely grow our community and the whole experience will be more interesting if you invite your friends, and they will benefit from the live stream as well and from all the IELTS knowledge. I ask you to be active, to ask questions, to stay active overall, because this is clearly your chance to clear out all your doubts about IELTS, to learn more about the test, and to proactively engage with the content of today's lesson. And obviously take notes. Prepare to write down the most useful idea and get a pen, get a notebook, and just write them down so that you don't lose anything from today's session. It's a very unique session. I don't do them frequently. I see a question in the chat. Can I share this link in a WhatsApp group? Yes, you can. Please do share the link with your friends, invite your friends, and I don't know, get yourself cup of tea, get yourself something nice to cover, to be snugly, to have your notes in front of you, and let's have a good chat. Let's have a productive session. I remind you that there is shared responsibility for you to have the ideal result from today's session. This is like 50% of responsibility is on me. I prepare for you the content, I prepare for you all the info, and then the other 50% of responsibility is on you. You must be fully focused, you must be fully immersed in this experience, and I really want you not to be distracted. Take photos, take videos of this session, literally. take videos, selfies of you watching the live stream, post them to your Instagram stories, tag me, it's Sandmartin, and I will happily repost it. I will be happy to see how you're watching this. Like literally take a photo right now. Or if you see an interesting slide, if you see an interesting insight, idea, knowledge, something new for you, take a photo, upload it to your Instagram stories, tag me, because I really want to see your feedback. Because you know, in this format of a live stream, it's very hard for me to see your feedback. It's very difficult to understand what you think and what exactly you like more than the other thing. So for me, watching your stories on Instagram is something that really gives all the insights. So please do. Before we begin, I want to know you guys a bit better. Where are you from? Tell me please in the chat, in the comments, what is your country, where you're from? Why do you need IELTS? Maybe you need it for work, maybe you need it for studies, for something else. I'm very interested. And what is your level? Like here are 3 typical members of the World Speaks English community, and this is how you may present yourself in the chat. I will be looking for your responses, and I will be very interested to read where you are guys from. Okay, Uzbekistan, great. I have many people from Uzbekistan. India, my favorite countries, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Turkey. Wow, wonderful. So many countries, people literally from across the globe. Oman, India, Uzbekistan, Morocco. Okay, wonderful. To study abroad, for work, intermediate level, wonderful, lovely. Kazakhstan, okay, B2 level, great. B2 level will definitely benefit from this presentation a lot. Ukraine, hello Ukraine, welcome. Upper intermediate level, wonderful. Turkey, Canada, Mongolia, India, Uzbekistan, Iran. Okay, this is lovely. Thank you so much for all the comments and for all the countries. I feel very privileged to have people from all over the globe here with us today. Okay, Korea. Hello, Korea. Russia. Great, me too. Intermediate level, master's degree. Okay, wonderful, lovely. Let's move on. Now, what is my mission? I really feel that my mission is to help you become an IELTS superhero. Like, let us think about it for a moment, okay? Let this sink in. I believe that my mission is to help you become an IELTS superhero, like someone who knows how to tackle the test in the best form ever, someone who is not afraid, someone who knows how to score 7+, someone who definitely knows all the tips, tricks, everything that is, you know, expected from you at the test. Okay? Who wants to become an IELTS superhero? I hope all of you, to be honest. I'm now posting on my Instagram stories that we have started the live stream so that more people can come. This will be absolutely lovely. Okay. So, there will be a gift for everyone who watches until the very end. I know that it's not easy to be with me for 1.5 hours or more, so I've prepared a small nice thing for you so that you can have it in the end. I think you will benefit from it. It's 8 steps to the perfect English accent. And now here is the main part of our slides, of our today's session. I want you to think, what is the biggest problem you might have with your reading? Because the IELTS Reading Bootcamp is all dedicated to reading, right? To this particular module of the test. And I want you now to think, what is the biggest struggle that you have? What is something that you definitely want to overcome and improve when it comes to your IELTS reading. I will be reading the chat right now. I see, guys, you're still sending me where you're from. And I see that many people want to become IELTS superheroes. This is so lovely. Okay, what are your problems? Misunderstanding. Misunderstanding of words. Misunderstanding of probably words that, sentences or paragraphs that have many unknown words, right? Time management. Okay, time management is a huge topic because for time management, the biggest thing that you can do is literally practice your speed reading. There are many different sources online where you can learn that. Right, we also have comprehension and vocabulary, and I guess misunderstanding. These three are very intertwined. Comprehension, vocabulary, misunderstanding, they all build on the same thing. List of headings. Well, this is a type of question, right? It's not broadly a problem with reading. It's more like you having a struggle with a specific type of question, but okay. This is all valid. I would like to improve my reading skills. Great, you are in the right place, basically. We are improving our reading skills today. Vocabulary, matching headings, multiple choice questions, and list of headings. These are certain types of IELTS reading questions. These are not just, problems you might have with your reading in general. I'm not now talking about only IELTS reading. I'm talking about reading skill overall, when you read something in English in general. Okay, comprehension, definitely. Lack of vocabulary. Analyzing, right? Analyzing is such a powerful thing. I have talked about analyzing in our first day of the IELTS reading bootcamp on Telegram in our channel. Coherence, interesting, because coherence is a skill more for speaking and writing than reading. So this is interesting. Finding correct answer and time management. Yes. Where we should take vocabularies for IELTS for the reading section. First of all, it's words, not vocabularies. Forget about vocabularies. It's wrong. A vocabulary, singular, is a set of words that you know. Typically in, like in one topic, maybe, or in one domain, but it's vocabulary. It's already a set of words. It already implies many words in it, vocabulary. Vocabularies in plural. It's more like, dictionaries, like books or sets of words. It's usually used in a very wrong context. You better say words, not vocabularies. Forget about vocabularies in plural. Use it only in singular, because otherwise chances are you sound wrong. Right, okay. Shahzad, can you please stop flooding the chat? Because it's like the majority of answers are from you and they are all similar. So I hope you will stop flooding the chat, or otherwise I will have to mute you. Okay, thank you. So let's move on. Here in the presentation, I will talk today about three specific, notifications. It's getting crazy. So I will talk about three specific pillars of IELTS reading. Note, I'm not going to cover everything there is about IELTS reading, because it is a topic for many hours, right? Not just 1 hour and a half. It's like hours. We have a huge reading module in our Rocket IELTS course that comprises many, many lessons, right? It's not just a matter of one session. Therefore, some of the things that you wrote today in the chat will not be covered. Again, this is because we have a strict time limit, and I wanted to direct your attention to these specific three pillars. Shahzad, if you don't stop, I will have to mute you. Please stop sending the same messages. I love all your messages, but just make them different at least. Okay? Okay. So, the first pillar. This is paraphrasing. Paraphrasing, it's I definitely need to close Telegram because, too many notifications. Okay, the first pillar is paraphrasing. Why paraphrasing? Why is it so important for us? Well, let's see how it works. Paraphrasing takes different forms. If you think that paraphrasing means only using synonyms, well, you're wrong, because there are at least 3 different ways of paraphrasing. This is why I want to show you 3 ways today and show them with examples so that when you read a text, you know how paraphrasing works. You don't feel lost or you don't panic because there is something that you don't understand. So the first type of paraphrasing is synonyms. For example, let's see how one sentence is phrased in the text. And Sally agreed that the tips she was given were very practical. Right? And then when you go to an IELTS question, it may sound like this. Sally received useful tips from a friend. Is this right? Is this true, false, or not given? So this is a typical situation you might have at your IELTS test. In the text, in your reading passage, a sentence looks in one way, and then in your question it looks a bit different, just slightly different, because one of the words was substituted with a synonym. It's very basic, something that we all are aware of. Now, the second type of paraphrasing is changing word forms. How can we, how usually do we notice this paraphrasing with changing word forms in texts? So for example, privatization has failed on several continents very quickly. This can be one sentence from your reading passage. And then in your question, you might see this. Many continents saw the failure of privatization in months after its beginning. So you see how we use a different word form. We have a fail, right? And we can derive different forms from this noun, a fail. To fail, a verb. A failure, another noun. Failed as an adjective. So we can derive from a specific noun at least 3 different forms. And here we see how 2 forms are used. Has failed, this is a verb. The failure, this is a noun. And interchanging them, we also use paraphrasing by interchanging the word forms. So this is how it works here on the screen. Quite evident. And the third type of paraphrasing is changing grammar structure. So if in the second type we took the same word basically and changed only its forms, now we can see how in IELTS reading texts authors change grammar structures. For example, in the US, the AI progress was slower than anticipated by the majority of scientists. And then in the question, you might see this. Progress in the area of AI in the US was not as rapid as expected by many in science. So in the first sentence in our text, we see one grammar structure, to be slower than anticipated. And then in the second sentence in the question, we now see a completely different grammar structure. It's not just that we changed a word form, it's more than we changed completely the grammar here around this phrase. We now say that the progress was not as rapid as expected, a completely different grammar structure. So even though these two sentences look a bit different in terms of grammar, they still mean the same thing, right? They still have the same meaning, and this is what is important for our IELTS questions, because normally the keyword strategy here would fail. We see that words are completely changed, phrases are completely changed. We not only use synonyms, or we see synonyms being used, but also we see grammar structures being completely changed, word forms shifted. But this should not make you puzzled, right? This should not distract you from the overall meaning and from the context that you're working with. Let's think about examples. Let's take some examples from real Let's take some examples from real, authentic texts. I personally recommend reading The Economist for your IELTS practice. And in our IELTS reading bootcamp, I gave, I think, 5. I gave 5 different sources online for practicing your reading, and also 10 books specifically for IELTS reading. So if you are a member of the free IELTS reading bootcamp, then you have all these sources. And definitely one of my favorites is The Economist, because The Economist has, this kind of language that is also both academic and modern. So, sometimes in certain publications, you might see very rigid academic language that is a bit outdated. And to be honest, it's not that useful for your IELTS test, because the IELTS test normally pays attention and features modern language and also requires you to use modern language. So The Economist is a perfect one. Today in this session, we will work with this particular article, A Tesla Bull Debates a Tesla Bear. This article is a fairly fresh one. It was just published on January the 23rd. Is it today? No, it was yesterday. So this article was published yesterday. It's a fairly fresh one, completely modern. The topic is very relatable to IELTS, because on IELTS you frequently get topics of technology, economics, social sciences, science overall, society overall, nature, animals. Like, I personally had a text about ants' behavior in my IELTS test. Like, freaking ants' behavior. Can you believe this? Who reads about ants and their behavior? And this was my text on the real test day. So, animals, nature, technology, science, innovation, society, all of these topics are very frequent topics on IELTS. So today I will take all the abstracts, all the passages from this authentic source, from this particular article on The Economist. So let's see the example for the paraphrasing and how it works in our reading texts in IELTS. So the text of the article reads, Tesla's valuation is justified by its potential to dominate the future of mobility alone. So this is the level of real IELTS test. On your IELTS test, you will have the language of this level. If this sentence is completely not understandable for you, if you don't know 100% of these words, if you don't understand it at all, then probably you need to work on your English level overall. Not on IELTS skills, but on English level. If you understand the majority of this sentence, then it's great, because we will talk a bit later that you're not supposed to understand 100% of words in your IELTS reading, actually. You're not supposed to know everything, and I will show how to deal with it. But for now, let's focus on this sentence. Please, again, read the sentence to yourself. Tesla's valuation is justified by its potential to dominate the future of mobility alone. The question reads, the value of Tesla is explained by its capability to dictate how the prospects of something will be shaped. What is missing there? What should we fill in this gap in the question? What do you think? Let's read in the chat. I only see one reply, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you guys. What are your guesses? What are we going to write in this blank space, in this gap? What is the missing word in the question? Two answers, okay. Two answers, mobility. Is this mobility? Maybe it's potential. The prospects of potential. Maybe it's valuation, the prospects of valuation. Maybe it's future. The prospects of future will be shaped. What do you think? Okay, the majority of people vote for mobility. And indeed, this is mobility. Why mobility? How do we know that this is the correct answer? Well, we see that this sentence was completely paraphrased using what? Synonyms, for example, using different word forms. What kind of word forms do you see? Value and valuation, for instance. This is one of the paraphrases here, right? So value and valuation are different word forms of the same origin, basically. Valuation is derived from value, and we don't use valuation in question, we use value. So this is one type of paraphrasing. Then to be justified and to be explained. Basically, these are synonyms in some contexts. In this context, for example, yes, it is. So you can clearly see that it was the first. The first type of paraphrasing is also used here. Is justified, is paraphrased by is explained, is just a synonym. Then capability and potential, these are also synonyms in some contexts, like here. To dictate and to dominate, also synonyms. Prospects, the prospects of mobility will be shaped, or the future of mobility alone. So the future of mobility and the prospects of mobility, these are synonyms, but also we can see that the whole grammar is also changed in the question compared to the text. So all of the three types of paraphrasing are used here, right? It's not only synonyms. Don't think that paraphrasing is only limited to synonyms. It is not. There are many different ways how you can paraphrase. So here we can see at least 3 different ways, right? So does everyone understand now why is it mobility, not future, not domination, not potential? Why is it mobility? Do you all understand? Do you now see how this works? Because all the paraphrasing is already broken down, so there is no doubt about it. Why we don't write alone? Great question. So to understand this, you really need to base your interpretation of the sentence on context. What does the context tell us? So let's read it again. The only sentence from our text. Tesla's valuation is justified by its potential to dominate the future of mobility alone. Why alone? Clearly, Tesla is able to dominate the future of not only mobility, right, but also many other different technologies. It's not only mobility that Tesla can influence. However, alone here really modifies valuation. So the meaning here is that Tesla is valued so much, like its valuation is so huge, that it's justified by the mobility alone, for example, but by this one thing. Tesla can dominate the future of many different areas, of many different technologies, but the mobility alone already justifies its huge valuation. So here, the focus is on valuation. However, in our question, the focus is on mobility, not on valuation. So hence, we drop alone, because alone doesn't really have to do much with mobility. It really has to do with valuation. It modifies the meaning of why it is valued so much. And for the question, we don't really have the same situation, because the whole sentence is rewritten, right? The whole grammar is different here. So the focus shifts from valuation to mobility. This is why we drop alone. Why don't we write future? Well, we don't write future because future is already there, right? It is already paraphrased. Prospects. Prospects is the synonym of future. It is already there. This is why we don't write future. Prospects is equal to future, right? You see, in our question, Tesla dictates how the prospects of mobility will be shaped. And in the text, Tesla dominates the future of mobility. The prospects of mobility and the future of mobility, these are synonyms. These are paraphrased phrases, basically. So this is why we don't write future 2 times. We don't need future 2 times, do we? It's not like prospects of future, it's the same as future of future, you see? Okay, let's move on. We have already opened the first pillar. The first pillar was paraphrasing. Great. Now, the second pillar that I want to address today is meaning. Why meaning is so important on IELTS, reading specifically. Why meaning? And how meaning is different from words. What do you think? Maybe you have an idea that you can write in the chat. How meaning is different from words? Can we just focus on words? And is this already equal to focusing on meaning? What do you think? Well, in fact, keywords don't work. The keyword strategy, as you know it, when you underline words that you think are important in questions, and then you go back to the text to find them there and answer the question based on your keywords. This, in 90% of cases, doesn't work, because phrases and words will be what? Paraphrased, of course. This is why we started from paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is everywhere, really. In IELTS reading, in every single question, you will see paraphrasing. You need to work with it. You need to understand how it works. So for keywords, the same thing. Keywords will be paraphrased. There is absolutely no point in trying to underline a certain keyword and then try to find it in the text. Why bother with it if keywords will be paraphrased anyway? Like, they will not be present in the text in the same form. So there is absolutely no point in wasting your time on this. But what works is meaning. Keywords don't work. Key meanings do. Screenshot this, take a photo of this, put it in your Instagram stories, write it down, remember this, because this is super important. Keyword strategy is, it's I don't know, who invented it? Like, honestly, I see this keyword strategy everywhere, but it is useless. It is truly useless. Who came up with it? Why people are so obsessed with it? I have no idea. Because what really works for your understanding and what the questions are based on is meaning. This is what is really crucial here. Okay, now let's get to examples. Let's look at the example from our article and let's see what exactly I mean here. So here is an abstract from the article. Read it, please. I will help you. Tesla's greatest asset is Mr. Musk, a visionary, spearheading rocket trips to Mars, neuroscience, grid-scale batteries, and other transformational technologies. Investing in Tesla is a bet on his genius for turning the future into dollars. Okay, take a moment to look at it on your own. Okay. Now, let's think about a potential question here. A question to you, a question that you always should pose yourself. What does it mean? What does this particular abstract that I have just read, what does it mean? There are so many different words, and they're difficult, right? All the words here are fancy. They are sophisticated, like spearheading, like neuroscience, right? Like a bat. Many people might not know what is a bat, right? Like grid-scale batteries. What is it? Like a visionary. All these words are high-level words. And sometimes when you read this, you kind of like, oh, what have I just read? What is it? Right? So the biggest question that you always must ask yourself is, what does it mean? What have I just read? For example, let's break it down sentence by sentence. Tesla's greatest asset is Mr. Musk, a visionary. So let's simplify it. Basically, Musk is a visionary. This is what we need to know. This is the simplification of the first part of this abstract, right? Musk is a visionary. Okay, this is clear. Nothing difficult here. Let's move on. Spearheading rocket trips to Mars, neuroscience, grid-scale batteries, and other transformational technologies. What does this mean? Well, it basically means that Musk innovates, right? He innovates. This is what it means. There is nothing more to it except for, of course, specific technologies named there. But simply, the meaning here is that Musk is a visionary and he innovates. This is the deep meaning. Next sentence. Investing in Tesla is a bet on his genius for turning the future into dollars. What does this mean? This basically means that investors believe in his genius. When they invest money, when they give money to Tesla, they basically believe in his future inventions, in the future inventions of Musk, right? So we broke down this whole quite difficult abstract. We broke it down to a very simple series of phrases, series of words, and series of meanings, I would say. So we just, kind of extracted the meaning from this difficult, sophisticated, fancy paragraph. Let's try to practice. We have the same paragraph, and we have a statement. This is a practice for the true, false, not given question for IELTS reading. So let's read this statement. Investing in Tesla is a bet on grid-scale batteries being spearheaded into every residential area. What do you think? Is this true, false, or not given? Please write in the comments below. Is this true, false, or not given? I will read the chat in the meantime. Okay, any ideas? On how this might work out? Not given, false, false, not given, not given. False, not given, false, okay. No true answers. True, okay, one true. I see one true. Not given, not given, not given, not given. I guess the majority now is not given. False, not given. Only one true. But when you read the text, you see all these grid-scale batteries and people investing and Musk spearheading them, you know. In the text, nobody is investing. Interesting. What is happening then in the last sentence? The last sentence is literally about investments. He's only mentioned, it is only mentioned about Mars. While no, there are many different technologies mentioned. Rocket ships, neuroscience, grid-scale batteries, these are all different technologies. It's not only rocket trips to Mars, clearly, right? Okay, so the majority of people vote for false and not given. Okay, 4 truths. 4 truths. Not given. This question is about the third statement, but nothing is mentioned about anything in the question. Yes, okay. The question is about the last sentence. This is true. So let's look at it. It is actually false. It is not given. It is given why people are investing in Tesla. We know why people are investing. It is clearly written in the text why people are investing. Again, let's read it. The last sentence. Investing in Tesla is a bet on on Musk's genius for turning the future into dollars. This is why people are investing. They are betting on Musk. They are not betting on grid-scale batteries being spearheaded into every residential areas. They bet on Musk, right? Why do we know this? Let's get back to our meanings. When we first read this abstract, we paid attention to the meaning. We extracted the meaning that people believe in his genius. People believe in the future inventions of Musk, right? This is why they are investing in him, in Tesla overall. This was the main idea. I wrote it down here in the bottom of the slide. You see it. So when we answer this question, we should remember, okay, but what was the main idea? We shouldn't be blinded by these words that are repeated from the text, because words don't mean anything. Doesn't matter if some words are repeated. You must really pay attention to the idea. Okay, let's try it again. The same abstract. Another statement. Transformational technologies are the greatest asset of Mr. Musk's Tesla. Is this true, false, or not given? Let's be more attentive this time. Is this true, false, or not given? What do you think? I love this practice. I love it. I'm gonna take a photo of our live stream. Forgot the word. So, true. People saying that this is true. Okay, only one answer as of now. True. True. 3 truths. True. True. Okay, not given. True, false. What is the meaning of spearheading? Spearheading means leading something. We will talk about context a bit later, but here you can clearly base on context to understand what spearheading means. It's clearly understandable from context that spearheading means leading something, helping in development, right? Progressing. Okay, the majority of people answered true. True, 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 not given. Some say not given. You know, like, not given is the easiest bet. Like, sometimes you answer not given because you don't know. Like, you're like, okay, is this even mentioned in the text or not? I better say not given because I don't know. So it's the easiest bet of all, saying not given. Okay, false, true. Furious says it's true. Okay, false, false, true, 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 not given, false. Okay, people say different things. I think the majority says true. Let's see what it is in the reality, because again, the pillar here, our strategy here, is to base understanding on the meaning, right? Go back to the meaning. Don't be blinded by words. If you see transformational technology in the text and in the statement, it doesn't mean anything. You shouldn't be obsessed with those keywords. Better be obsessed with the meaning. Okay, let's see. Well, it is false. It is false. Why? Because we clearly see in the first part. Like, do you see what the first part of the first sentence says? It says Tesla's greatest asset is Mr. Musk. The answer is literally there. It is there in the first part of this sentence. Tesla's greatest asset is Mr. Musk himself, not the technologies he is leading. Because when people invest in Tesla, they invest in Musk. They invest in him. The biggest asset for Tesla is this person, the CEO of the company. It's written in both of the two sentences, in the first sentence and in the second sentence, right? Do you see it? Again, the first sentence says that Tesla's greatest asset is Mr. Musk. And then second sentence says that people invest in Tesla because they believe in him. So it doesn't matter what technology he produces, or it doesn't matter what technology does Tesla work on. What really is important here is the personality of Musk. Musk can go work tomorrow for Google, and people will go invest in Google because of him, because his personality is the biggest asset of the company. So again, the biggest asset is not the technology. Once Musk leaves Tesla, there will be no investment. Regardless of all these technologies, regardless of all these innovations that Tesla has, but if Musk leaves, people will not invest in Tesla anymore. So the biggest asset of Tesla is Mr. Musk. Okay, I hope it is now clear, because I've been explaining. I'm just reading the chat, and I see how people are surprised. But this is true. This is how it works. I'm gonna take a small photo here for my stories. Okay. Yes, this is false, and hopefully you now understand why. So what is your strategy for getting this meaning, for isolating it, extracting the meaning? Because we don't work with keywords, we work with meanings. If this is an insight for you, just stop, again, take a photo, post it on your Instagram, tag me, so that I know that this is an insight for you, so that I know that my efforts are not in vain, because, you know, I'm just now sitting here and spending all this time for you guys. Hopefully it's not for nothing. Hopefully you're learning. I will write in the chat that Sandmartin is my Instagram. Tag me on Instagram stories if you feel this is useful for you. Take a photo and okay, good. Because I really want to see, guys, that this is useful, that this is practical. I want my efforts to be, not go in vain. So I will see all your tags and I will be happy. I forgot the word. I will see all your tags on Instagram. I will be very happy that you guys find this useful, and hopefully this will help you with your IELTS preparation a lot. So the strategy, what is the strategy for extracting this meaning? Simplify sentences. This is the biggest piece of advice. Just simplify sentences. Try to get to the bottom of it. What is the core idea when all the fancy words are simplified? Just, remove all the fancy words and pay attention to the meanings. For example, let's take this first sentence from our abstract. It's on the left. And let's try to simplify it. Well, basically it says that the most important thing for Tesla is Mr. Musk, who is a visionary. He creates vision for new technology and leads their development. This is what is said there. Remove spearheading. Remove the greatest asset. Remove all of those fancy words like neuroscience, grid-scale batteries, and all of this fancy stuff. Remove it. And you will have this core meaning that the most important thing for Tesla is Mr. Musk, who is a visionary, right? He creates vision for new technologies and leads their development. You see how language is different in these two parts. You see how the left part is difficult and sophisticated. It's an authentic source. And then we simplified it and we got the right sentence. The meaning is the same. The meaning is the same, but the format is different. Words are simpler, and it's easier to understand it and work with it. Okay, hopefully you got it. Good. Third pillar. We are done with the pillar of paraphrasing. We are done with the pillar of meaning. The third pillar is context. Actually, context is the king of IELTS reading, if not queen. We don't know if this is he or she, potentially. But context is super important. Let me tell you why. Well, you know that words are frequently paraphrased, right? You know that you need to work with meanings in order not to be fooled with paraphrasing and not to be fooled with keywords. You must work with key meanings. But now, how do you effectively isolate these meanings? What do? You know the strategy. You know that you have to simplify words. But how do you simplify words if you don't know them? Well, you isolate meanings from context, not from separate words. You must look at the context overall, not at those separate words that are there. What do I mean here? Well, IELTS texts are specifically written to include rare words and terms, right? There might be, like in my situation, when I was, when I had my IELTS test, like my real IELTS test, and when I had this crazy text about ants' behavior, there were a lot of terms in it, right? Terms about ants, about animals, about biology that I didn't know. And there were many rare words that I didn't know. They are specifically there in order to test my ability of understanding information based on context. Because when you move abroad, you will need to understand information based on context. You will not know all the words in many occasions because sometimes, you go to watch a movie that is out of your knowledge. I mean, the topic of it. Maybe it's about space exploration and you have no idea about space exploration, but you go watch a movie. So you need to get what it is about and you will try to understand based on the context. Hence, it is okay not to know 100% of words. It is totally okay. If you read a text and if you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know this word and this word and this word. I'm dead. No, you're not dead. In fact, it is totally normal because IELTS is created like this. It is specifically created to test your ability to, navigate the text without knowing all the words. Instead of panicking at the exam, anticipate what these unfamiliar words mean, relying on the overall context of the paragraph or a sentence, right? Instead of thinking, oh my goodness, I'm dead, I don't know these words, I'm done, I can't take this exam, I will score too low. No, instead of doing this, just try to anticipate what exactly these words mean based on the context. This is the best skill you can have. Like, honestly, so few people do this, you can't imagine. Like, I have so many students, I've worked with hundreds of students at this point, and the majority of them never try to anticipate meanings from context. I don't know why. Probably they don't know this, but I'm telling you right now. Let's try to practice this. This is another abstract from our text, the same text from The Economist about Tesla. I will read it for you. Tesla's proven knack for speedy innovation will let it keep an unassailable technology lead over both established car makers, struggling to free themselves of the legacy of internal combustion, and newcomers looking to steal its crown. Like other tech Goliaths, such as Apple, its products will continue to define the category. What is your first impression of this abstract? My first impression is, what? Like, there are so many sophisticated words that it is very difficult to understand it from the first time, right? When you read it, it's very difficult to get what exactly it is talking about, especially for people who are at the level of B1, B2. For those who are at C1 and above, it will be a bit easier. But for those at B1, B2, this is definitely difficult. And you have to do something, right? You can't just panic and think, oh no, I will not answer any questions, oh no. And then your time passes and you're left with no answers in your answer sheet. No. You will try, and we will try now together to anticipate what these difficult words mean from context. These bold words here are difficult for me personally. Maybe some more words will be difficult for you. Maybe you will have more sophisticated words that you don't know here. But these bold words currently I identified as potentially difficult. How do we go about it? What do we do? We don't panic. We try to read it word by word, phrase by phrase, and we try to predict what does it mean. So let's read the first phrase. Tesla's proven knack for speedy innovation. We know that Tesla does a lot of tech exploration. It does a lot of innovation. It works in different fields. It has Mr. Musk, who is a visionary, right? We know that it's good at innovation. So probably knack means something like a skill, right? Something like a capability. Because Tesla definitely knows how to do this speedy innovation. So probably we can substitute knack with a skill. We don't need to know knack, but we understand that skill fits here. It's probably something like a skill, a capability, right? We can substitute it. Then let's read the next phrase. Tesla's proven skill for speedy innovation will let it keep an unassailable technology lead. What is unassailable? You're like, okay, what is that? I have no idea. Well, we can substitute it. We can try to predict based on context. Tesla knows how to do speedy innovations, and probably because of this, she's way ahead of its competitors. She's way better than her competitors. So probably she has very strong technology lead, very, like absolute lead, something that others cannot beat. So let's just substitute it with absolute. Tesla. Tesla can keep an absolute technology lead. No one can beat it over both established car makers and newcomers. Okay, established car makers. What is this? What is established? Well, it is compared here in the text. Established is compared to newcomers. So established is probably an antonym, an opposite to newcomers. Newcomers are people or companies who are new to the market. So probably established is people or companies who are old to the market. So we can substitute it with old, right? Easy. We don't need to know this word. We can just substitute it. Okay, what is internal combustion? Maybe people don't know what is combustion. I'm not completely sure about this word. We cannot substitute it really because it's a term. For terms, you can't just substitute it because it doesn't have alternatives. It's a term, but you can try to understand it. If you think about old car makers, you probably think of, like a conventional car. Conventional car has a very conventional engine of internal combustion, when inside of the engine you have small bursts, right? Bursts of petrol. Compared to Tesla's electric cars that don't have any engine inside. So probably internal combustion has to do with this engine in conventional cars and with how it works. You don't need to know what it means, but you can just try to understand it. Okay, and what is Goliath? Well, other tech Goliath such as Apple. Apple is a big company, so probably Goliath means something like a giant, because Apple is so gigantic, it is such a big company that probably Goliath means something like a giant, right? We have now, what did we do? We have guessed meanings of these very difficult, unfamiliar words. We have guessed the meaning based on what is written in adjacent phrases in the overall paragraph. Perfect. You didn't have to know all these words. You just worked with the context and you anticipated all the meanings. Incredible. Isn't this incredible? I think it is. I think when you take these skills and you start using them in your own reading practice, you will improve so much. You just can't. Just don't know how much it will improve you. You can't imagine, but I know, I can imagine because I work with my students all the time and I see their improvement. Right. Let's take an example. This is an abstract from our article. The hype about autonomous cars has worn off as developing self-driving systems has proven tricky. Tesla's pseudo-autonomous system requires constant monitoring by the driver. The full autonomy that would give robotaxis the freedom of the open road is years away. All this suggests Tesla will remain a niche luxury firm. Okay, take a moment to read it on your own, to try to understand it. There are many difficult words, aren't there? Okay, have you read it? Let's get back to it. So, this is a question. The statement, again, true, false, not given question, my favorite. The excitement of having self-driving systems on board of usual cars has escalated as they have proven fancy. Take a moment to understand it. Is this true, false, or not given? What do you think? Is this true, false, or not given? I see all your tags on Instagram, guys. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does. Right, so your answers. True, true, not given, false, obviously. Easy peasy. It is easy peasy. But for some people, no, it's not. You know, even if for you it seems incredibly easy, for many people it's not. Many people need help, explanation. It's good that some of you think it's easy, perfect, but many people don't. Okay, so true, true, false, not given, false. Seems to be true. Okay, seems to be true. Anna says, not given, true, false, obviously. True. I'll give you a moment because it's not a lot of answers here. I'll give you one more moment. Think about it. Answer if you haven't already. So, I'm trying to get more answers so that more people are engaged and they're thinking, they're guessing, they're trying to implement all the strategies I told you about today. More answers, more answers. 1 minute without answers. Guys, are you kidding me? Okay, I see answers. Great. True. People are saying true. Well, someone is going to be disappointed right now, sadly. In fact, it is again false. Why? Why is it false? Because of the word escalated. You see, escalated is the opposite of worn off that you see in the example. In the first sentence of the example, the hype about autonomous cars has worn off as developing self-driving system has proven tricky. Tricky means difficult, right? We see that self-driving systems appear to be very difficult, and the Tesla's system requires constant monitoring by the driver. It means that the system is not that easy. The system can't be used on its own. Tricky is not equal to fancy. It is not. Please look up the definition of tricky. Fancy means something cool, interesting, great. It's another word for awesome. It's another word for something expansive and luxurious. Tricky means difficult. It means not easy to handle. So let's think about it again. Let's think about the context, because we are talking about context here. The first sentence, the hype has worn off. It has not increased. It has actually decreased. Worn off. It has decreased because the self-driving systems has proven too difficult. They have proven not capable of doing what is expected from them. Because in the second sentence, you see that pseudo-autonomous system requires constant monitoring by the driver. It's not the real autonomous system. It's pseudo-autonomous. It is half autonomous, right? They try to make it autonomous, but they can't, because the system is too difficult. It still requires constant monitoring. So the hype around all these autonomous cars, it is decreasing. People are not devastated, but they are more disappointed. People are disappointed in autonomous cars. They are not getting what they want from them. So the hype, which is the excitement, in other words, the excitement is decreasing. People get less and less excited. Whilst in the question, you see that, on the contrary, the question says the excitement has escalated. The excitement has increased. But in fact, it has not. It has worn off, it has decreased, because the systems were too difficult. Tesla, the biggest company in this field, even they cannot come up with the real autonomous system. Even their system is pseudo-autonomous because it requires constant monitoring. It's not the real autonomous system. And the third sentence says that the full autonomy is years away. It's so in the future that we will not be able to see it in the nearest future. It's somewhere in the distant future, years away. So all this suggests that Tesla will remain a niche luxury firm. So it will remain very small. It will not be on board of usual cars, on board of every car out there. No, it will be quite small. It will be very niche, you know. So this is the explanation. The example, the text says completely opposite thing as the question. This is why it's false. It is not given. It is given. It is clearly stated in the text that the hype has worn off because they can't get the real autonomous system on board of usual cars. Tesla will remain a very small firm, these cars will be very luxurious and rare. They will not be, you know, usual car that every person has. Okay, this was the explanation. In fact, you know, there is much more to it. It's not just the 3 pillars of IELTS reading. I hope my explanations made sense, because there is so much more about IELTS reading to learn. If you take these 3 skills and apply them right away tomorrow, you will increase your band score by, I don't know, at least 1 point, in IELTS reading. But if you apply all these skills that I know and that I'm ready to share with you, you will have a huge growth. You will have growth in several points, not just by 1 point, right? Because there is so much more to it. It's not just the 3 things. So the Rocket IELTS course that you're probably aware of, it covers all pillars of each of the 4 IELTS modules. Like, can you believe that this only concerns IELTS reading, but we also have listening, we also have speaking, we also have writing, right? 4 of them. Each of them has so much of knowledge and of skills to them that it is really difficult to navigate these waters without clear guidance. So on the Rocket IELTS course, we cover all these pillars, plus vocabulary, plus practice with a native speaker, plus feedback. It's the biggest comprehensive, legendary course about IELTS out there. And in fact, it starts on February the 1st. So if you feel that you still struggle with some of the reading questions and you want to learn more about all the pillars of IELTS, then you should definitely consider joining, because the course is huge. It covers everything there is to know about IELTS. In fact, let me show you some of the Rocket IELTS students' results. This is Nadia on the photo. She's from Russia, and she took the course in the last intake. You see, on the left, this is her mock test results. I sent her these results. You see, the first result is from the first mock test. At the beginning of the course, each student takes a mock test to note where they start, what is their initial point. So her initial mock test was, she scored overall 6. And then at the end of the course, she scored 7. I remind you that the course only lasts 1 month and a half. So in 1 month and a half, she was able to improve +1 to her overall band score. This is such a great increase. This is a wonderful result. In reading specifically, she improved 1.5 points. And this is her opinion on the right. She says that the quality of the course exceeded her expectation, and she had a comprehensive structure of the exam, and she was encouraged to develop different skills and be efficient when sitting IELTS. So I think this is amazing. Let's look at Huda. Huda is from Egypt. So here is her result on the left. She came to the course with quite a high level. She came with overall 7. This is already C1. This is quite a high level, right? But during the course, even for a person who already is quite knowledgeable in English, she also improved +1. Her overall is 8 now. 8. Her opinion is this: she's overwhelmed by the confidence boost she got about her English in a couple of months. She's not intimidated by IELTS anymore. She's impressed by her progress between the 2 mock tests. I am impressed as well. I am incredibly impressed. She's such a hardworking student. I love it. I'm so proud of every single student on my course because everyone improves so much. Then let's look at Surayo. She's from Kazakhstan. She improved her reading by 2 points. 2 points in 1.5 months. This is amazing. Her band score for reading went from 5.5 to 7.5. Can you believe this? Her listening went from 7 to 8, and her overall result went from 6 to 7. Her opinion is this: she says that the whole course is inimitable and it is very thought out, that the course was very comprehensive, full of useful materials, theory and practice, that she took huge advantage of the course, and she thinks that everyone can benefit from it. In fact, me too. I'm also quite certain that anyone can benefit from the course. It has helped her upgrade her language skills a lot, and I see this. Like, if you compare her to mock tests, the reading result is just great. She's such a hardworking person. If you saw her notes, you would be just so impressed. She has so many notes. Like, her hard work is incredible. And she writes that she couldn't believe that we ended the course because she was very glad and thankful to meet me and Matthew, the course trainers, which I am very grateful for. Now, during the course, if you think about joining, during the course, you will follow a clear preparation trajectory aimed at 7+ band score with more than 50 unique video lessons and theory. Like, can you imagine 50 unique video lessons? Like this lesson, you will have 50, more than 50 actually. This is crazy. It's like the course is super comprehensive. You will get all the necessary information You will have 4 IELTS modules explained in detail with examples. You will have 4 blocks of vocabulary for the test. You will know what to do on the test day and what to do after. We even have a bonus module on GMAT. We have a huge guide that is unique to our course. One of the tutors for GMAT has put together a unique guide for our course that you will not find anywhere else. And for people who want to get accepted to a business school for their studies, GMAT is one of the tests they will likely to have to take alongside with IELTS. So we also have a bit of that on the course. During the course, you will also practice speaking with another course member and with me or with Matthew. He is a native speaker from the UK. He is also a trainer on the course. You will break down the anatomy of IELTS essays. You will work on all the 4 assessment criteria, improve your grammar and vocabulary, and use Band 9 model essays to perfect your writing, which is incredible. During the course, you also will clearly see your improvements along the way, because you see how we track each student's progress from the beginning until the end. We take the first mock test at the beginning so that we kind of snapshot your initial level, and then at the end we also take a mock test so that we can compare your progress and see how much you've improved. And during the course, you will of course get detailed breakdown of your mistakes. You will know where exactly you are mistaking and how to improve it, because you will have so much feedback from me and from Matthew. You will have all the strategies for improvement, as we will carefully assess your writing and speaking tasks. Everything will be carefully assessed for you. So I believe that with my step-by-step system, you will boost your IELTS skills, and you will also boost your self-confidence in these 6 weeks with lots of practice and lots of feedback. You will be surrounded, most importantly, by like-minded people, because there will be people from all over the globe who have the same values as you, who have the same purpose as you to score high in IELTS. You can support each other, and you will have constant motivation and support from me as well, because you will be able to ask me a question anytime. Anytime you want to ask something, you just go to the chat with me and you ask it. Brilliant. I'm always available for you. And also during the course, you will win gifts for your hard work. 4 best people on the course with the best results, the most hardworking students, will get 4 presents. They will get free help with a motivational or cover letter, or they can get free help with finding scholarships. My team will find scholarships for you that fit your criteria, that fit your background, that are perfect funding options for you. Some students will get 2-month Netflix subscriptions for free, or 2-month Audible subscription for free. This is to practice your English skills, to watch movies in English, or to listen to high-quality audiobooks in English, which I think is just incredible. So I also give gifts on this course to the best students with the best results, students who never give up, students who are hardworking and who improve a lot. All of these students that I showed you results from, they got presents as well. So what I prepared for you is this. I have 3 packages of the course. So in the VIP package, we have all the 4 IELTS modules broken down. We have 4 vocabulary modules. We have 3 additional bonus modules on what to do at the test, on how to motivate yourself, on how to apply for a re-evaluation if you need it, how to move abroad. We also have lessons on how to prepare your visa, your documents for university, like all the things you need to know to move abroad. We also have these additional modules. You will have homework checks by me and by Matthew. Every single homework will be checked. You will have mock and placement tests at the beginning and at the end. You will have 12 video calls with trainers, with the native speaker from the UK. You will have writing and speaking evaluation. You will have model answers for writing and speaking. Everyone gets a certificate of completion, and everyone is included in closed chat groups where you can ask any questions you want and have 24/7. You have all-round support, and you can also discuss your final test results with me at the end. This is the VIP package. I also have a standard package. This is without VIP privileged for the 24/7 support and for the final mock test discussion. And in the standard package, there are twice less calls as in the VIP package. And I also have a self-study package. With self-study, it's actually wrong here, I'm very sorry, but with self-study you only get the first 3 parts. You don't get feedback with the self-study at all. It's the smallest package. So the VIP package costs $190. This is US dollars. And again, for this you get comprehensive guidance for 1.5 months in every single module. You can ask me any question anytime. You will have a native speaker from the UK to train your speaking with twice a week. You will have feedback on all of your essays, on all of your speaking, on all of your homeworks. You can access these lessons anytime you want. Anytime. In the morning, in the evening, doesn't matter. The standard package is a bit smaller and it costs $140 US, and the self-study costs $80 US. I'm sorry, the self-study is wrong here. It includes only the first three parts, not everything there. So these are the course trainers. This is me, of course, Darian Sandmartin, and this is Matthew Edwards. Matthew is a native speaker from the UK. He will support course students during the study process. He participates in group calls. He checks essays with me. He answers questions in the group chat. He trains speaking with you. He motivates you. He talks about how to move to the UK. Like, he gives you all-round support with me together. There are 2 trainers on the course. Ma'am, I joined very late. What can I do? I'm just reading the chat. I don't know. What do you mean, Prit? I'm sorry. You joined. If you joined the live stream late, then you will be able to watch it again if you want. So I have some good news for you. I'm very happy that you're here. I have a present that no one else will have. Only you guys. I'm very thankful for your hard work today. Hopefully you have learned a lot, and hopefully today the 3 pillars of reading will help you in your future practice. So some good news for you is that I gift you 20% discount for the Rocket IELTS course. I really want you to succeed in life, and I don't want you to retake the test. I mean, retaking the test costs a lot of money. Retaking the test is like, it's $250 US on average per 1 test. So if you retake it twice, it's already $500 US. I know people who retook their test for like 5 times. This is crazy. 5 times, it's more than $1,000 US. But with the course, you will not need to retake the test. You will score your target score from the first attempt. This will be your success in the 2021st year of our century, that you will not have to retake the test. This is brilliant. I gift you 20% discount using this promo code. How do you use this code? When you go to my website to buy the course, and when you write down your credentials, you have this space for promo codes, and you just write there live stream, okay? You write it there and you will get 20% discount. Save this, take a screenshot, write it down, save it somewhere so that you have it with yourself and you don't lose it. You can find the link to this course in the description box of the video, or you can get it from here. It's wsecommunity.com/rocketcourse. You can just go to this website and read all the detailed explanation about the course. There is the course schedule, the course program, all the details. There is a video from me where I explain how the course works. There is everything you need to know about the course, honestly. There are frequently asked questions that are answered. So you can just go there to the URL, to the link, wsecommunity.com/rocketcourse, and read the details. And use this promo code livestream for 20% off. Such a generous offer. This is Matthew, by the way, in the chat. Hello, Matthew. Yes, indeed, this is such a generous offer because no one else will have this promo code except for you guys. This is the secret promo code only for people who watch this live stream. So, just to remind you that we start on February the 1st, and let this be your achievement in 2021. Let this be that thing that will just change your life in this new year, that will open you so many doors that IELTS opens. It will give you so many interesting opportunities in life. Just grab it and stop postponing the changes in life. By the way, this gift, the 8 steps to the perfect English accent that I also want to gift you, I'm gonna now send you the link to the chat, 8 steps to the perfect English accent. I'm gonna send you this link to the chat so that you can redeem your gift. I'm so excited to give presents, guys, to be honest. Okay, I'm almost done, bear with me. Perfect accent. Okay, this is the gift for you. So use this link in the chat to get the gift, to get this beautiful guide that I put together for you, and also to use the promo code. Don't forget the promo code for the Rocket IELTS course, and use it on the website. This is wsecommunity.com/rocketcourse. Now it's time to answer your questions. If you guys have any questions about IELTS, any questions about Rocket IELTS course, any questions about my guidance, about today's topic, anything there is to know about IELTS, I will be very happy to have you guys on board with me in the Rocket IELTS course, because I know how it changes lives, how much it helps people to improve. I am personally overwhelmed by the beautiful, wonderful students we had on the course and their results. It's so impressive how much they have grown with the course, and I'm sure that you guys will also be able to grow. How is the whole live stream for you? Comment in the chat what is your opinion about the live stream. Was it useful? Did you like it? Have you learned something new? And send me questions as well. So I'm reading the chat, waiting for your reviews, waiting for your opinions about the live stream. I'm starting to forget words because it's been how much time? I don't know. It's more than an hour. So how did you like it? I'm waiting for your comments, for your reviews. How did you like the live stream? Was it useful? Did you learn something new? Are you inspired? Are you going to join the Rocket IELTS course? Because you now have the 20% off that no one else has, and the promo code. Awesome. Someone says that it's awesome. Thank you. How to track and keep motivation. Perfect. What was your level when you started preparation? And thank you for the live stream. My level was B2 and I prepared for 3.5 weeks. Thank you. It was useful. It is really useful. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. You make me so excited because you can't imagine. I was doing this, making this presentation, putting together the slides today, the whole day. I'm super tired, to be honest. So I really want you guys to benefit from it. It was useful. I learned many things. I loved it. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Energetic live stream. Indeed. It is midnight in India and you're still rocking with us here. Such determination. Love it. Great job. I'm at band 5.5 overall IELTS student. I wanted to know if I enroll to the Rocket course, can I proceed it? Of course! This is perfect for you right now to enroll to the Rocket IELTS course. Honestly, 5.5 band score, you can improve at least by 1. So it's going to be 6.5, but I want you to improve to 7+. I want you to be 7.0 or above. This is gonna be the best course for you, honestly. This is a legendary course. It's so comprehensive. You will definitely improve. So use your promo code to buy the course with a discount because no one else has this promo code. Sophia says, thank you so much for sharing tips and explaining each pillars. It made it clear about reading section. You made us speechless. Thank you so much. It is so pleasant for me to read. I'm very happy. It was very useful, wasn't it? Thank you, Daria, for all your efforts. Thank you. And you're also welcome to use my knowledge. Naima says, of course, it was brilliant. Danagul says, 1 a.m. sitting for great live stream. Good. Love this. It's never late for learning, is it? I think it is not. Thank you for the live stream. Great explanation. Woohoo! Good listening practice for me, Jason English says. It is indeed. By the way, it is such a good listening practice for all of you guys, isn't it? Naima says, thank you, Miss Darian. Thank you for coming. I'm very lucky to be here. Indeed, you are. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not. Why should I joke? I'm not joking. Indeed, you are lucky to be here because not all the people will see this live stream and not all the people will have all this knowledge and this secret promo code that only you guys have for the Rocket IELTS course. I want all of you on the course, by the way. Every one of you. We are going to have such a good time and such incredible results in the end. I just want all of you to come. You have such an incredible energy and all of you worked hard so much today. Awesome. Yes, it is awesome. Yeah, I learned a new thing in this live stream. 12 a.m. in India. So it's almost 1 a.m. in India. Oh my goodness. And you're still here. You rock. Great job. Thank you so much for coming. Can I get individual attention? No. No, you can't because we have so many people here. It's not possible. Linda says, thank you, Darian. It's very useful. Thank you for coming, Linda. I really wanted to make it so useful for you. I'm super happy. Do you have a degree in linguistics? No, I don't. I don't have a degree in linguistics. My degree is in management and business. And I started this whole thing because of my personal experience. I prepared for IELTS in only 3.5 weeks and scored 8.0 at my first attempt ever. I have never retaken the test because I scored so high at the first attempt, and I know all the strategies. I know how to prepare in 3.5 weeks to the test and how to score the best you can. I had this experience myself. It allowed me to get into the best business school of Russia and Eastern Europe and the best business school of Switzerland because I have a double degree in my master's. I studied in St. Gallen University in Switzerland and GSOM, that is Graduate School of Management in Russia. These are both top business schools. That is incredibly hard to get there, but I know the strategies on my own skin. I kind of trained them myself. and I'm now ready to pass them to you guys and help you change your lives as I did with mine. Okay, I don't want to write again. I mean to retake exam. Sorry, I don't want what. I don't understand this. Next one, Vasily says, thank you for the free lesson. Thank you for the lesson. It was brilliant. Thank you, Vasily. Thank you for coming. Anna says, it was great despite I haven't given any right answers. Well, don't worry about that. If you go to the Rocket IELTS course, by the end of it, you will have all the answers correct. Don't worry about that. It's okay to make mistakes, you know. We all learn from mistakes. We all are becoming the better versions of ourselves by learning, by making mistakes, by improving. So it's all good. No shade. Hi, nice to see you from South Korea. It is late right now. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Can I get individual attention in the Rocket classes? Yes. If you buy the VIP package, you get individual work in the Rocket course. Denagul says, where is the promo code? The promo code is livestream. It gives you 20% off. Amin says, thank you for your help. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Curious Cuisine says, I really want to hear about your experience, how you prepared. Well, my Rocket IELTS course is all about how I prepared and all about my tips, my strategies, my tricks, my experience, how I learned English so well. And all of this is kind of packaged into more than 50 lessons, more than 50 sections. Oh my goodness, it's so huge. Like, I was working day and night to put the course together. And we give so much feedback on the course. Every single essay gets feedback on first of all, 4 assessment criteria. All the 4 criteria are explained. You get explanations on how to improve every single mistake that you make. And all the corrections are from a native speaker from the UK. Like, it's not only from me, but also from a native speaker, which I think is invaluable. Okay, I don't want to retake exam. Can I get individual attention in Rocket IELTS classes? Yes, you can in the VIP package. Please have a look at the VIP package. There is 24/7 feedback and guidance in the VIP package. So yes, you can. When you give gift, I have already given the gift. You can scroll up to find it in the chat. Linda says, wow, I'm from business management as well, but now I'm learning programming. This is so good. I love programming. I'm currently a product manager in the biggest Russian oil and gas company. This is an amazing position, by the way, that partly I got because of my great degree and my IELTS test. So I now have 15 people in my team whom I manage, and all of them are programmers. They all are software developers. So I work a lot with IT and software development currently as a product manager, and managing the whole team is such an interesting experience and learning more about IT and software development. Linda says, hope someday I could get scholarship abroad. Thank you, Darian, for sharing your knowledge about IELTS. You're welcome. Come to the Rocket IELTS course. If you are one of the best students, you can get help from us with a selected list of scholarships that target your criteria, that fit your background perfectly. You will have great IELTS score and you will have great scholarships. This is a perfect match. I think you should definitely come to the course. Salim says, I need 6.5 band for admission. How much time should I practice? You should only go to the, forgot my words. You should just come to the Rocket IELTS course. I mean, how many times should I say this? When you come to the Rocket IELTS course, your duration of preparation will be 1.5 months. And you've seen today on the live stream, let me show it again, by the way. I've showed the results of one of the students Like Nadia, for example, she jumped from overall 6 to overall 7 in 1.5 months. So if you need 6.5 or above, you will be able to achieve this in the Rocket IELTS course. By the way, let me pin this message. Yeah. I pinned the link to the Rocket IELTS course. You can also find it in the description. Or Surayo, for instance. She also jumped from 6.0 to 7.0. Like, look at her reading improvement. +2 in 1.5 months. This is, I have no words. She's an incredibly hardworking student. And using all the knowledge from the course, she was able to score this high. Prit says, I missed the live stream. Can I watch it again? Yes, you can, Prit. And thank you, Julia, for saying this to him. Gazprom, yes, I work in Gazprom Neft, the biggest Russian oil and gas company. Faust says, why did you stop your podcast? Well, actually, I didn't stop them. There will be 2 more episodes at least. There is a huge gap, yes, because I was working on the Rocket IELTS course. Like, the last several months, I was working on the course 24/7. I was writing lessons, I was filming lessons, I was putting together practice materials. By the way, yeah, okay, I mentioned it. I was putting together practice materials. I was working on the overall structure and the overall schedule of it. So there was a lot of work for me in the previous month. This is why I stopped. I just took a pause when it comes to my podcasts. I will definitely be back. I will produce more podcasts, but a bit later when I'm done with the course, because it's a lot of work. Thanks for encouraging everyone. God bless you, Daria. Thank you so much. God bless you too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And don't forget your gift, your promo code, which is this promo code livestream, for the 20% off of the Rocket IELTS course. And me and Matthew will be looking forward to have you on board. We start next Monday, February the 1st. Now I think I should wrap it up. It has been 2 hours, 2 solid hours of me talking non-stop, of you thinking non-stop. Great work of all of us. And don't forget again to tag me on Instagram so that I can see you guys, so that I can see your opinions, your sentiments, your opinions about the not the course, because you still haven't taken it, but about the live stream. And yeah, good night to everyone. Good night to me. It's 10 p.m. here. I think it was very productive. Thank you so much to everyone, and I am going to stop it. If you are at the if you are a part of the IELTS reading bootcamp, we will have tomorrow a whole day of work still, so you will be able to ask any questions in the bootcamp. But for now, thank you and bye.